I think it's only appropriate to start off this Why I Want with a little short message. Order, 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 Lego Rocks take the stand. Do I swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth? You gosh darn right. Well, I'm gonna tell you what I have to say. And what I have to say is a short little I told you so. This is the second episode of Why I Want 2020, and we're talking about somebody who I was a believer in the entire year, and who most people kind of told me, hey, you know, I don't really see it, I don't really think he's that good, I don't really think he's going to have the impact that you think he's going to have. Oh, I think he's going to be a little bit of a worse prospect than what you're describing. I think he's probably going to go somewhere in the late teens or the early 20s or whatever. Lego, what are you doing with this guy in your top 10? I told you so. I told you so, because today we're talking about Tim Stützle, a player who has taken such a big step up that even I'm really surprised. Now, I will say that I knew he was good. I knew he was really good, but I didn't realize that he was going to be so phenomenally good that he would be pushed upwards to number 5 on hockeyprospect.com, 6 on future considerations, 7th by McKeen's Hockey, and 7 by Elite Prospects as well. All in a matter of like 3 months. And the reason for that is because Tim Stützle's overall talent has really come to light playing in the DEL for Adler Mannheim, the same team that housed Moritz Seider last year, which is a pro hockey league, which is the best league in Germany, and Tim Stützle is a player who is only, at the moment, 17. Right now, he's 6 foot, 187 pounds, and the guy is absolutely tearing things up in the DEL for Adler Mannheim. 23 points in 25 games played, 5 goals, 18 assists. Taking a look at the history, Tim Stützle is on pace to having the best U18 season ever in DEL hockey history. And then, if you want to go even further, going into his numbers with the Junior 20 League, he had some very similar numbers, if not better in some instances, to Leon Draisaitl. So that was a comparison that we brought up in a previous video here. But Tim Stützle today is making headlines not just because he's a point per game in a men's league, but because for Team Germany at the World Juniors, the guy is currently at 3 assists in 3 games played. He's been one of the better forwards on this German squad, along with Dominik Bach, JJ Peterka, and Lukas Reichel. Now, I will say that I am recording this video on the night of Monday, December 30th. In about 10-ish hours or so, Team Germany is going to play a hockey game, so these numbers that we're bringing up about the World Juniors, they might not be the most accurate because the game that is going to go on, it's going to go on at about like 6 a.m. here, which is too early for me. If you've seen my other videos, you know we talked a little bit about how I can't really wake up early anymore, but Stützle, regardless, is still one of the more impactful players in this tournament. He's been having himself a great time, just totally dangling the pants off of U20 competition and setting things up for his teammates. Because when it comes to the way Tim Stützle plays the game, there's a very specific skill set that he has that defines him to me as a player who has an incredibly high ceiling. Let's talk about that right here. Why is Tim Stützle ranked, in some people's opinions, above Cole Perfetti, above Alexander Holtz, above Marco Rossi, and above Anton Lundell? Why are these guys underneath Stützle on some of these lists? It's because Tim Stützle has the potential to truly become an elite, offensively minded playmaker in the NHL by the time he hits his prime. Tim Stützle has the majority of his points as assists this year. Even in the World Juniors, the guy has only assists at this point. He doesn't have a goal. But that's mostly because Tim Stützle's game is a game that makes everybody around him better because he's such a good playmaker. Tim Stützle has a number of assets that combine to form this one player who's really quick on his feet, who's really smart, who's always looking for the open man, and who has an innate ability to thread the needle and find those really pinpoint accurate passing lanes to set guys up for some pretty gnarly goals. The way I can describe Tim Stützle and the way he plays is, imagine you're a pro on NHL 20. You know when you're a pro and it's on, I don't know, the medium difficulty, and you're just skating around the opposition, you're stopping up, you're pivoting, you're getting through guys, one touch deking through guys, bada bing, bada boom, bada oh my goodness, there's an open man over there on the side of the net behind my back, backhand pass right through the slot, in the net it goes. Tim Stützle plays like that. And it's really weird because when I watch the game tape, I see a player who really just controls the game the way he wants to. He surveys the ice really well, and he has a really good head on his shoulders because he uses his vision so effectively throughout the offensive zone, to the point where he always knows where to find people, and when he doesn't, he looks around, looks for the next passing lane, and if he sees it, boom, he's got the puck skills to feed it right through. The pinpoint accurate passes and the deking ability, combined with his skating, creates a really dangerous offensive threat. His skating is really quick, it's agile, he knows how to get things started, and he knows how to stop things up. He can easily just go back and forth and circle around a guy because his feet are so agile. When he's in the offensive zone, he'll frequently get by people, and he'll use his time up wisely, roving around the zone. If he has the space, he'll use the space, come in a little bit closer, feed it out in front for a nice pass. Stützle exhibits all these qualities on a regular basis, and his numbers, honestly, could be a little bit better if he just had better finishers on his team. He's got 18 assists in 25 games, and he honestly could have much more if the team around him could honestly just finish a little bit better. Stützle's head for the game is so strong, and it exhibits itself even on the backcheck. The guy is always backchecking hard. In the defensive zone, he's always rushing up to the guy with the puck. He's always putting 110% in his game. He really reminds me like a Peyton Krebs or an Albin Greva out there when he doesn't have the puck. I don't think he's as physical as a Greva is, he's not going around there hitting everybody, but he's out there skating 110% whenever he doesn't have the puck. You never find a moment where Stützle is just gliding into his own zone, where he's just gliding, trailing behind the play. Unless it's the smarter move to do so, he's always keeping his feet moving, and that is something that I really, really do respect, and combined with the skills that he possesses, creates a player that is very, very desirable at the NHL Draft. As for what he needs to work on, he could use a lot more strength physically. The guy will usually get shoved off the puck once in a while in those board battles in the corner, but obviously as he grows older, as he becomes, 18 or 19 or 20, or even approaches his prime, he'll probably be heavier than what he's at right now. So he'll probably find the way to physically develop as an NHL talent because, he's gonna get drafted, he's gonna go under NHL training. But the way things are right now, what you have with Stützle is such an incredibly gifted offensive talent. A guy who can control the play pretty much at will, and a guy whose defensive engagement is really, really strong, which is a really good sign. As to where he's gonna go, a lot of people are saying he could be top 5. And I'm inclined to agree. I had him around the 7-ish mark at the beginning of the year. A lot of people called me crazy for that, saying that he was not that good. But the World Juniors and the DEL, all these performances have kind of shown us that, yeah, this guy kind of deserves to be in that same conversation, in my opinion, as the Raymonds, the Holtz, and the Lundells. So whichever team drafts him, you're getting a crazy good forward. A guy who could probably get a guaranteed like 70, 75 points in the NHL if he projects this way and he continues to project this way. In a best case scenario, I see like 100 points out of this guy, and that is crazy. You take a look at how his production was compared to Draisaitl before, and Draisaitl is an 100-point player now, so yeah. As for who would probably be best taking him, I gotta give a shout out to the Red Wings, man. Red Wings fans, it's kind of like a meme amongst the Red Wings fan base because, hey, they drafted the Adler Mannheim guy from Germany last year, and it was a big surprise that turned out to pay off. And this year, there's another Adler Mannheim guy that's probably going to go around the range where Detroit's going to pick, because let's face it, Detroit's going to pick 1, 2, 3, or 4. And Stützle will most likely be available when they pick. So unless Detroit is picking first or second, I think they could totally get Stützle and reunite the Adler Mannheim bros with Seider and Stützle and the Team Germany bros too, because they're on Team Germany right now. They played a game before this video was uploaded, which I didn't watch yet because it's still 8 p.m. the night prior to, but whichever team gets Stützle, you're getting a really, really good player. And whether that's at 3, 4, or maybe even down there at 8, this player's potential is incredible. He has such a high ceiling, and I'm so happy to be able to sit here and talk about it and feel confident in what I'm saying, because when I said it last time, people called me out in the comments saying, I don't think he's that good. But let me tell you, he is. That's it for the gameplay, so I hope you enjoyed this video. So, and bye.